In a world full of instant communication, we've forgotten how to truly listen. Good morning, my esteemed honorable panel of judges, my worthy opponents, my teammate, along with every single one present out here. I, Pranisha Kharga, stand strongly here to talk about how technology is making people less socially connected. Well, in today's world, we can see that technology is taking over everything, and people are being less socially connected. The increasement of social media platforms has led to people be less socially connected, like face-to-face interaction or in-person interaction. Well, we can also see that study has shown that many people are suffering from many sort of mental issues due to internet or like technological connection. Like we can see people suffering from anxiety, depressions, and even isolations. Also, we can take an example of failure of relationships that has been occurred by online relationships. Like we can take the recent case of Mamata Kafle, who has been brutally murdered by her own husband, and she fell in love online. Also, we can say that people, today's youth, are more focused on technological things. Let's take an example that a group of youth are going for hiking. Half of them are busy making TikToks and half of them are busy clicking pictures. Is that what we are? We don't live in our moment or what? So, I can strongly say that technology is creating such an issue in our today's social life that we cannot even face-to-face communicate with each other. Saying this, I would like to say that technology in today's world have created a very massive issues in every single individual's life. Although, despite how technology has the power to connect people, it also has the power or ability to weaken the depth of actual relationship and actual communication. By saying this, I would like to wrap up my thought by saying how technology is really affecting the need of instant communication that we get by face-to-face interaction. Thank you.
Technology keeps us connected no matter the distance, whether it is next door or in space. Good morning to distinguished panel of judges, worthy opponents, and esteemed audience. I am Grishma Karki and I stand here before you today to go against the motion that technology is making people less socially connected. First and foremost, I would like to present some data that has been presented in the past. According to the American Psychological Association, about 74% of the people got emotional support online during the time of isolation. Likewise, in 2021, the Pew Research Center stated that about 77% of the people are engaged in technology and socialization through the internet and social medias. Now going in more detail, I would like to emphasize the impact that technology has on global communication. In today's world, technology has connected various people together, and the Pew Research Center has also stated that about 74% of the people are connected through technology globally. And not only does the technology connect people globally, but it also fosters global communication and collaboration. Nextly, I would like to emphasize on how technology has revolutionized news communication. So many people are relying on news, RNB, BBC News, etc. For instance, I would like to give an example that schools also use technology to convey various updates and messages to students and teachers about various updates. Like when there is Nepal Bandha, if it were not for technology, then our students would have been waiting outside the gate in our uniforms, waiting for the school door to open. Nextly, I would like to emphasize on people showing their talents through technology. So, in the past, many people have shown their skills and artistry through technology to a global audience without having to worry about barriers like regional restrictions or exposure limitations, etc. For example, Zach King got fame for his amazing creative video editing skills. Next, I would like to emphasize on how people call justice over in technology. Let's be honest here. The traditional mail system has already faded, and going to the news shop for daily news is totally impractical. So I would like to state that I stand my ground on saying that technology is making people more socially connected. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Esteemed judges, my worthy opponents, and my teammates. Today, I, Susma Shrestha, stand before you to talk about a pressing issue of our time. Today, I stand in a favor of a motion as I believe that technology has undoubtedly contributed to the world, but it has also eroded the depth and quality of social interaction. Firstly, let us consider the nature of our connection with digital age. We all live in a world where social platform allows us to connect with hundreds, not then thousands of people at the click of a button. However, these connections are often superficial. Research says that while many individuals may have a vast network of online friends, they often lack physical relationships. Similarly, the sheer volume of online interaction can lead to dilution of genuine connection, leading to many people feel isolated even though they are being connected. Secondly, technology fosters a culture of distraction. While we are with the company of our friends or family, how do we often get distracted by our smartphones? This constant engagement with our smartphones can harm our mental well-being as it erodes the depth and quality of our communication. Similarly, while we are using social media, we are starting to judge ourselves by like, comments, and various other facts. Thank you.
Good morning, respected panel of judges, my friends, dear opponents, and everyone present here. I'm Agrima Bajai, and today I firmly stand against the motion on the topic. Technology is making people less socially connected. First, let me begin by saying that if technology would have made us less socially connected, then I would be here speaking on a rotary phone and you would all be trying to decipher it. But no, I'm here speaking on a microphone and you can all hear me clearly. And that is an example of how technology is making us connected. Firstly, I would like to talk about how technology has made it easier for disabled people to communicate. Technologies such as text-to-voice communication and speech recognition applications have made it easier for disabled people to communicate with us and has opened up an opportunity for everybody to communicate. Secondly, I would like to talk about the pandemic. We all know how during the pandemic we could not have face-to-face interaction and we could not talk to people properly. In that situation, we use applications such as Zoom and FaceTime to communicate people. And during those times when people could not talk with their relatives when they were in different foreign lands, they used those FaceTime applications to talk with them and to celebrate different milestones. For example, if you were in another country and someone's birthday would be coming up, you would give them gifts through the internet or through different media platforms in order to celebrate those milestones with them. Thirdly, I would like to talk about how people showcase their hobbies and connect with people with the same interest through using technologies. And it has made a sense of belonging to all the people and have made them socially connected. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone. I am Rashika and I'm against the motion on the topic. Modern day music is better than classical music.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ayan and I'm from Raven.
Everyone, I'm Christine and I'm for the motion.
Good morning, everyone. I am Rita and I'm for the motion.
Let's begin.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and worthy opponents and my fellow team.
I, Meena Thakkar, stand before you to argue for the motion that modern music is indeed better than classical music. Modern music surpasses classical music in terms of relevance, accessibility, and diversity, which is suited for today's world. Modern music resonates with contemporary society. It reflects people's experience, emotions, and mentality. Classical music, which was created in a different era with different themes, may feel distant to today's listener. Unlike classical music, which is confined in a specific order or format, modern music provides us with unparalleled diversity of genres. Each genre appeals to different occasions, personality, and moods. Modern music helps the community by spreading awareness and important issues. And then through its lyrics and messages, it helps to show the inequality, social injustice, social challenges, and political injustice. And in conclusion, modern music is indeed better than classical music. Thank you.
Warm greetings to the esteemed panel of judges, my respected teachers, my working opposition, and my dear friends. I'm Anand from Rated Moksha, here to speak against the motion, modern music is better than classical. To begin, classical music can be narrowed down to a genre written in Europe between the 1730s to the 1850s and characterized by its elegance, balance, and harmonic textures. Meanwhile, modern music refers to the music of the 21st century, composed using electronical instruments and such as synthesizers, electric guitars, etc. Classical music performances are spontaneous and unique. Due to their nature of being played with hundreds of instruments, each and every performance is different, even if it's of the same piece or the same song. The same cannot be said about modern music, which often uses the same beats and melodies in a repetitive order, which gets boring over time. Also, the popularity of modern music depends on the trend. A song that is popular today might be forgotten tomorrow. The same cannot be said about classical music, which are timeless, such as pieces like Air in the G String, which have been listened to by people in different centuries and still appreciated today. Furthermore, classical music requires much higher level of hard work compared to modern music, where the modern artists can simply use auto-tune and pre-programmed beats to create their music, which simply diminishes the creativity involved. Like the saying goes, form is temporary but classic permanent. Listening to cheap modern music might be exhilarating at first, but due to the repetitive nature of having similar melodies, tunes, and lyrics, they might get boring over time. And classical music, on the other hand, are complex, unique, and classy. Also, classical music requires much higher dedication to be played. Even a simple classical piece is made with the dedication of hundreds of violinists, dozens of pianists, and other musicians. And even if a single performer messes up, the entire piece could get ruined. This level of skill, precision, caliber, which is needed in classical music, is simply just unmatched in modern music, where the music can simply be composed in the comfort of a musician's home through softwares. Also, statistics indicate that more educated and intellectual people prefer classical music over modern music. The profound structure of classical music means it requires a higher intelligence to be fully comprehended and understood. So if one says it's not better, it's simply due to their reflection of their intellectual capacity. Also, the trend in lyrics of modern music is towards catchiness and meaninglessness. The lyrics consist of explicit languages, drugs, hate, etc. Meanwhile, classical music have pieces about profound topics such as Jesus, love, the world, etc. At the end of the day, music is an art in itself, no matter if it's more than our classical, and it should be respected. But I still stand with my word that comparatively, classical music is better than modern. Thank you.
Have you ever listened to a song and thought, this is exactly how I feel? Or how cool is it that a single song can feature so many different styles, genre, in a way that appeals to such a wide number of audience? Well, my dear audience, that is the power of modern music. Good morning to the respected panel of judges, my worthy opponents, and my fellow audience. Today, I, Christine Mandai, the second speaker for the motion, would like to stand here to argue that modern music is much superior to classical music. As we modernize with time, what we listen to must change too. Modern music reflects to the world we live in today. Modern music, unlike the outdated age-old classical music, modern music covers the political, social, and cultural realities of today, from contemporary issues like mental health awareness in Billie Eilish songs to Kendrick Lamar's commentary on issues like race and inequality. And I believe that my opponent made a very hypocritical statement, stating that classical music reflects the past from centuries ago. But the truth is, modern music not only shows us and gives us the insights of our past, but our present and the future as well. He also made a statement saying that modern music consists of all the bad influence and curse words, but that is not entirely true. Yes, some songs may contain curse words or have some controversial topics, but it is only because the singers express their real emotions and situations that people experience in their everyday lives. Life is not perfect, and modern music captures that honesty. Artists today have the freedom to speak their minds in the form of songs. And this is called the artistic form of expression, where people can relate to the singers and the song. And not everyone who listens to it will behave badly because of it. And modern music is also very diverse. It does not only have curse words and bad negative meanings, but most modern music have positive and uplifting themes. And not to mention, they also contain public awareness, like I mentioned earlier, and how my teammate mentioned in her speech. Now, not only that, modern music can be a great form of education in this society, in this generation of youngsters. Modern music can be used as a powerful tool in education by using catchy songs to learn math formulas, science formulas, or language rules, which will be very fun to learn and very convenient. And this is something that classical music falls a lot behind in. As my opponent themselves mentioned, that classical music is very complex, very hard and difficult to learn or compose or even understand. And they also said that it requires a lot of intellectual capacity to understand a classical music, and that is not something that everyone can do. And that is why modern music is the need of today's generation. And with that, I'd also like to say that they also stated that how the people who don't like classical music are basically dumb. But that is not true. Just because classical music is advanced and requires more skill does not mean that the people who can't understand are simply dumb. Or it may be because classical music is too advanced for us students to learn. And with modern music, it gives platforms to all the singers who don't have enough skill for classical music a chance to sing and to create a career for themselves. With that, I'd like to state that while classical music may have a place in history, modern music is the requirement of today, and I strongly believe that modern music is better than classical music. Thank you, everyone.
A very warm good morning to the esteemed panel of judges, students, teachers, and our worthy opponents. I am Ajay standing before you all, going against the motion on the topic, modern day music is better than classical. Before starting my debate, I would like to mention that classical music includes various forms of composing styles, which is a very high level of creativity for people to understand. Music itself holds a significant and meaningful backstory, and However, modern music lack those certainties. Singers and artists of modern music preferably write lyrics that are catchy and distracting instead of making use of the platform they're given. As the other team mentioned, that music can help spread awareness, but however, there is no certain proof that people have changed their mind due to modern music. And I would also want to go against the point that they hold about how music can be the reason for prevention of various problems in society. But I strongly believe that music has caused for people to not only think about the society, but also women of this generation very differently. The disrespect the rappers and musicians hold towards women show how they truly portray themselves and try to influence the younger youth. And classical music is superior, and I stand with the belief that modern music try to target younger audience because kids who are just 6 years old are listening to music that talk about drugs and treating women as if they're nothing. Well, however, classical music is superior, and people who understand it know the true value and meaning to historical craft. And as they mentioned that the modern music is the future, well, I think it's a habit for this generation to think so much about the future that they forget to worship and cherish the past. And they think that the classical music is only about past when it is not. The only difference is that classical music contains violins and pianos, while the modern ones include guitars and drums. And singers and in today's generation, in modern music, artists often see music as write music to seek revenge, such as Billie Eilish and Kendrick Lamar. They write music in order to shade other artists so that people can talk more about them. And in my opinion, I think music is not that important for it to be a part of our discussion, and there are more concerning issues in the world. And music should be seen as a form of entertainment instead of something to be talked about in gossip, and it should be seen as a form of entertainment and should not be destroyed like it is being now. And the lyrics changed from Fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. 2. These females planning on doing me wrong, so I'm grabbing a dong out of the children's bag. These mean nothing and are just unwanted words that are changed in the form of music. So we're not saying that people who listen to modern music are dumb. We're just saying that the music, but classical music holds such an great impact on their sound and lyrics that it should be kept in more focus more than the modern music. Thank you.
Could you introduce yourself, please?
Good morning, my name is Ashana Shah and I'm going against the motion.
Good morning, I'm Sushreya and I'm from 9A section.
I am Subrat and I am also going against the motion.
Everyone, I'm Edina Poker, I'm going for the motion.
Good morning everyone, I'm Arjun, I'm going with the motion.
Respected teachers, my worthy opponents, and everyone who is present here, I, Suki Prada, am going to be speaking for the motion on the topic, the sale of human organs should be legalized. First of all, the idea of repaying people for their contributions is not foreign to us. We repay people for blood donations, sperm donations, and participation in clinical trials. If we are comfortable with these practices, why not extend this logic to organ donation? Organ sales, when regulated, could be integrated into our existing healthcare systems in a way that respects ethical standards and maximizes public good. The sale of organs, when regulated, could provide a new revenue stream for healthcare systems. The funds from the sale of organs could be reinvested into public health initiatives, improving medical facilities, funding research, and supporting organ donation awareness campaigns. Legalizing the sale of organs could present a realistic solution for the shortage of organs. It could also reduce the prevalence of illegal organ trafficking and offer a potential economic benefit for healthcare systems. It is not about endorsing exploitations, but rather about creating a regulated and ethical framework that can save lives and produce more solutions to very complex medical challenges. Hence, we should embrace this opportunity to enhance our medical and healthcare systems and also protect vulnerable individuals, ultimately saving lives. With that being said, I stand my ground that the sale of human organs should be legalized. Thank you.
I could feel the regret in me. I sat down crying, regretting my decisions, how I sacrificed myself and got nothing to show for it. This was said, got nothing for it. They got away with my money and my kidney. This was said by David, one of the victims of organ trafficking. Good morning to respected judges. Audience, and my fellow opponents. My name is Ishana Shah, and today I'm going against the motion that the sale of organs should be legalized. Firstly, sale of organs has various health risks. It can cause various health risks to the donor or the recipient. The quality of organ also matters. The quality of the organ is hard to find these which can worsen the health of the recipient rather than improving their health. Likewise, regulation, effective regulation and oversight of legalized organ markets is extremely challenging. It can be very challenging as we need a lot of resources and healthy systems for it. Adequate money, resources, and medical care is hard to find these days with effective use. It can also legalization of organ markets can cause various international problems as well, and as opening a legal market in one country can cause the development of the concept organ tourism, where individuals travel to other countries to buy organs as it might not be available in their own country. This can cause various international problems and worsen international inequalities. With that, I would like to end my speech. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Yadina Pokhriel, and today I'll be going for the motion on the topic, the sale of human organs should be legalized. I stand firmly in favor of legalized organ sales, as we all know what black market is, how it functions, and how dangerous it is. With the constant increase in the black market for selling human organs, something must be done to stop it. The prohibition of selling organs legally has not eradicated the illegal trade of organs. Instead, it has driven it underground. The black market for organs thrives in secrecy, leading to exploitation, unethicalness, unethical practices, and endangerment to vulnerable individuals. By legalizing and regulating organ sales, we can prevent individuals from getting kidnapped, killed, murdered, etc. A regulated system helps in the organ. Sales by
Disqualified.
Thank you.
Good morning everyone, it's me Sushreya and today I'll be speaking against the motion why human organs should be not legalized to sell. Firstly, human organs should not be legalized to sell because of the risks of black market. In many countries, there are problems of trafficking and organ theft. So, if the organ selling is legalized, it can increase the problem. Also, there are many health risks because
Good morning, panel of jury, worthy opponents, and everyone present here. Today, I, Arjun, stand for the motion: the sale of human organs should be legalized. By legalizing the selling of human organs, we can save countless lives. Create a regulated system, and stop the organ selling in the black market. The selling of human organs can be stopped. It can be legalized, which also stops the black market from regulating. This is a topic that directly affects thousands of lives. Every year, thousands of people die due to the shortage of organs. If we can create a regulated system which ensures fairness and safety for all, we can increase the number of lives saved. One of the strongest arguments for this is the urgent need to raise the number of organs present. We can achieve this by creating a regulated system in which the person is thoroughly checked through, has fair payments, and also goes through regular counseling to ensure that the person is not forced to sell their organs. In countries like Iran, which has legalized regulated organ sellings, the waiting time for transplants have gotten down, and the number of lives saved has went up. By saying by stating the reasons why the selling of human organs should be legalized, I stand by my feet. Thank you.
Good morning, hi, hello everyone. Today I'm your super technologist from Greenland to present on the take and go against the motion. Why selling of human organs should be legalized? So first and foremost point, black market selling of organs should not be legalized because it can lead to the exploitation of the vulnerable and poor. As they have said, it can save lives, but transplant of organs. But would it be safe to save one life by reaching of others, as they are taking the organ from the other person? Hence, that would not be fair, and also which is already done in the black market, on the dark web, which is trafficking of organs, will also rise to the surface when we legalize there, and will also increase fatalities and like other point they have said was, which is thousands of people die every year from failure of organs. But legalizing this would increase more fatalities, as more people will die from having their organs stolen. Next point I would have is dead bodies are also soon to be there if organs are allowed. They don't belong before. Dead bodies are also be allowed to be sold here and there. And Also, this would also increase all the trafficking, which would be legal now, as they can be done without being required to be hidden, and without proper storage, they can also increase all the spoilage. Thank you very much. This is what I was saying now.
Hello, I'm Susawan Yobanan from Grade 9 Matrix, and I'm against the motion that national service should be mandatory for everybody.
Hello, I'm Siraj Pradhan from Grade 9 Matrix, and I'm against the motion.
Good morning, my name is Pawan from Grade 9 Matrix.
With the respect, I'm here for the motion that every citizen should be mandated to perform national service.
Hello everyone, I am Krishna from Grade 9 Matrix.
Good morning, I'm Alva Dangi and I'm for the motion. Good morning to all the individuals and esteemed panels of jury. Me myself, Alva Dangi, and I'm standing here before you all to argue in the favor that every citizen should be mandated to perform national public services. I strongly believe that national public service is not a selfless act. In fact, it is an activity that leads to social welfare, fostering a sense of unity among nation and citizen, which makes their bond more stronger. In terms of Nepal, I believe they help youngsters to engage in various infrastructural development and economical progress, leading towards good governance and fostering civic duty and providing a sense of responsibility in citizens, fostering environmental challenges as well. Well, I have an example of North Korea. In North Korea and South Korea, every male individuals are required to serve military service, which makes South Korea more united and powerful. Well, last but not the least, as we all say, with great power comes great responsibility. I feel like it's our responsibility to get involved in national public services and make Nepal a unified nation. Thank you.
Good morning, respected judges, my worthy opponents, and everyone present here. Today I will be speaking against the motion that every citizen should be mandated to perform public service. Firstly, making public service mandatory for all citizens violate the people's right to exercise freedom. Not everyone wants to do public service. Some who want to do private jobs or start a business. Secondly, making public service mandatory for all citizens may disrupt the job market, which forces skilled individuals out of their professions, leading in economic inefficiencies and decreased productivity. Thirdly, people have varied interests, so forcing every citizen into public service may not align with their interests and passion. And lastly, making public service mandatory makes private jobs suffer a huge loss. Thank you.
Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable panel of jury, my fellow debaters, as well as everyone present in this room. I, Krishnagiri, stand before you all to talk in favor for the motion that every citizen should be mandated to perform national public services. This idea is crucial as it helps us develop a more stronger, united, and responsible society. Firstly, mandating public services teaches us about civil duty and responsibility. When we perform activities like cleaning our environment, assisting in healthcare, as well as teaching, it helps us learn about the value of serving our community. This brings us together and also creates a sense of unity in the community. Secondly, public service also helps us grow different types of skills. Activities such as like organizing community events or helping during emergencies helps us learn very valuable skills such as leadership, teamwork, and problem solving. It is crucial for us to perform all these various national public services. Finally, I'd like to say that performing all these services also helps in the nation's development. When we all work together to perform various different national services, the nation can develop in a good speed. In conclusion, I'd like to state that mandating public services for every citizen helps everyone and the nation, and it is also an opportunity for us to help in the development of nation and foster a sense of patriotism and community. Thank you.
Good morning, respected teachers, honorable guests, my dear friends and my worthy opponents. I am Chiraish Pradhan and I am against the motion on why every citizen should be mandated to perform national public services. Firstly, violation of people's rights. People's rights. Performing national public services should not be mandatory as it violates people's rights. No one has the ultimate say whether or not they should participate in the military, even if it is mandated and enforced all throughout the country. Second of all, diverse of needs and skills. Not every person has the same skills and interests. It differs according to people. Similarly, demands for the job. From the Organization of America shows that 40,000 military members who have came back from a war from the Asian nation and Afghanistan are suffering from PTSD. Thirdly, interception in education. National public services also intercepts young women and men's dreams to pursue their careers and jobs. Although it may sound like a good idea to mandate every citizen for national public services, it can result in the violation of personal rights and also result in poor quality work. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Aditya Bosnet, in front of you all, esteemed judges, respected teachers, and my fellow friends and worthy debaters. I am for the motion that every citizen should be mandated to perform national service, and why wouldn't it be? Let's imagine this. You have a choice to go in a country where there are big men who are strong enough to fight for their own rights and their country, and they are willing to sacrifice everything. They have courage, they are hardworking and disciplined to do every single task they are enforced to. They take their responsibility seriously, and they also have teamwork within themselves. Would you go in such country or not? Of course, yes, you would go in such country, as it would help you maintain your self-esteem, develop your personal skills and personality also. Let's hear this. 2/5 of the world's top 10 most powerful country military-wise, and the top 10 most powerful country army-wise have mandatory military service. The cleanest country in Asia, Singapore, and the cleanest country in the world also have mandated national service. Let's make this clear. Mandated national service doesn't mean you fight in wars and get yourself bruised and injured to only face trauma. It also means that you are developing your country military-wise, but also making it clean and safe for everyone to enter your country. It also develops your own personal skills by adding in discipline and fostering teamwork and maintaining network between your own national citizens. countries prefer to have mandated national service as it can help by them getting more advantages such as getting more employment, getting more people to be present in wars, be more developed and be economically successful. It also helps them grow their own personal skills, as someone in the military can be highly disciplined and more hardworking than someone who sits in their home every day. As my fellow debaters said, that it disrupts education, but that should not be the case. Military also have the age requirement to go in the military, and it can range anywhere from between 18 to 24, so it doesn't actually disrupt their education but also give them mental clarity to know their own personal career elsewhere, and they can have more clarity to where to go after their education. Not only that, I would like to state the fact that it also helps in the growth of the country economically wise, as they have more manpower to foster their development. We can see the example of Singapore. Singapore used to be one of the most poor countries in Southeast Asia, but after their Prime Minister mandated the national service, it has been the most cleanest country, most safest country, and the country with the best military in Southeast Asia. There is the clear winner for you all, that mandated national service can help every citizen as well as the nation, both economically, financially, and make them more successful in their own fields. Thank you.
Good morning to every one of the spectators, the respected and dedicated official panel of judges, and every single person that has been fit into this category. Today, I would like to go against the motion that national service should be mandated for everyone. First and foremost, most countries which do promote national service have 80% of the population not be able to do it most of the time. And as well as volunteering has showed a lot more promise than national service in the past couple of years. As volunteerism has become a lot more popular, as well as most younger generations like Gen Z have said that they want job in volunteerism. So that completely defeats the purpose of having a mandated national service if volunteerism is gaining so much more popularity. Secondly, national mandated service results in draft dodging and burden for poorer families. We can take an instance of this from America's Vietnam War draft that happened during the 20th century. In this, most families had to pay $300 for an exemption from the war draft. For getting an exemption from national service, it could be even more, or it could be about the same amount, which is a burden on most poor families, but also results in draft dodging because most fit men can just pay off the country and go and get past the draft. And thirdly, it also gets rid of people's freedom, as they have no right to choose if there is if they would qualify and do the national service by themselves. And with this, I'd like to conclude the topic that that national service should not be mandated in any country. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Applause to you all. Congratulations.
I am Duryodhana and I am going against the motion that detention is an effective way to solve discipline.
Good morning everyone, I am Astrisha Kata and I am going against the motion. I am from grade 9 matrix.
Good morning everyone, I'm Sriyaksha Sharma and I'm from grade 9 conception. I'll be going against the motion.
Good morning everybody, I'm Unnav Kodar from grade 9 inception and I'm going for the motion.
Good morning everyone, I'm Sunashika Thakur from grade 9 inception and I'll be presenting my take on the motion. Thank you.
Detention is the act of punishing a child for misbehavior or disruptive activities. A warm greeting to the panel of jury, my respected competitors, and esteemed crowd. I'm Arnav Podar from grade 9 with my team going for the motion on why detention is effective for maintaining discipline. First off, with detention, students are given time to reflect on their activities. As they are given time, they realize their mistake, which will help them in maintaining discipline. Second point, we have that the students will maintain academic productivity, which will help in academic discipline. Since they have free time, they are given academic assignments or activities related to academics, which will help them maintain academic discipline. Now, third point, behavioral maintenance. With discipline, they have a fear of punishment, which will help them maintain discipline and stay in order. With that, I end my speech. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to the honorable judges, the esteemed audience, and my fellow debaters. Today, I, Sriyanshu Sharma, firmly stand against the motion that detention is an effective method of disciplining students. While detention is a go-to strategy for schools to discipline students, it does not find the root cause to the students' misbehavior. This brings me to my first point of long-term impact. Discipline usually lacks long-term impact as it does not find the root cause and not tell the students why they are wrong. In 2018, a survey was conducted by the US Education Center, in which teachers less than 50% agreed that this detention is an actual help to students. The second point is waste of valuable time. Detention usually makes students sit down in a room and let them think about their mistakes, but it does not explain how bad they have done or why this is a mistake. PBIS, or Positive Behavioral Intervention System, has said that positive reinforcement and skill building helps the behavioral issue of students rather than detention. The third point is the alternative methods for detention. Alternative methods for detention are counseling and restorative practices, in which the students can actually sit down and learn the mistakes and know the impact it has caused to the other person. 25% of the students' repeated misbehaviors have been decreased in multiple schools after removing detention and following restorative practices and counseling. The fourth point is the negative impact by detention. ACLU did a survey in which people who usually go to detention and suspension usually drop out of school, contributing to the school to prison pipeline. This makes students usually lean towards failure rather than success. Thank you.
Greetings to the honorable panel of judges, the audience, and my fellow opponents. Today, I, Evan Sharma, am here before you all to talk for the motion detention is effective for disciplining students. So, what is detention? Detention is a traditional way of disciplining students, which remains effective in promoting good lifestyle. It is important as it is a structural. It helps one to become better and not misbehave. So when you're in detention, you get to learn about what you've done wrong, and then you work on assignments which you are not able to work during the classrooms. So it does not mean you're getting suspended. When you're in detention, you're improving yourself. You're reflecting back at what you've done wrong, and you're making yourself a better person. So when it comes to detention, it is important as it helps one create a better field for your next step of life. It helps one make better decisions in the future by learning different activities and helps promote their lifestyle. With that, I'd like to end this.
Imagine a classroom where fear is replaced by curiosity, where students actually
learn something from their mistake instead of feeling sad or disappointed that they made that mistake. Today, we are in crossroads in education where traditional ways of learning is being challenged by new visions for learning. Good morning to esteemed panel of judges, respected teachers, and all my audience present here today. I am Aslisha Khadla and I strongly oppose to the motion that detention is effective in disciplining students. Now let's take a moment and consider, is detention actually a practical way to discipline students? The answer is no. Detention actually fosters resentment rather than personal growth. A student who is repeatedly sent to detention usually think of themselves as a troublemaker. Then they have a negative image of themselves. Due to this, they will repeat their course of actions again and again without having any end to their problems. Instead of actually having a positive change due to detention, students instead leave detention room having a feeling of anger, and they feel misunderstood by their teachers. Also, if a student spends their time 1 hour or more than an hour in detention doing nothing, it may seem not productive and pointless. Due to this, detention is not as effective as actually counseling them and mentoring them towards the right direction. Also, I would like to talk in context of Nepal that corporal punishments are usually are banned in Nepal, although they are usually seen by a lot of reports in the rural areas of Nepal. It is against a lot of rules, like according to the UNICEF, under the section 66(2)(d), mental or physical punishment in schools to student is criminalized as a violence against their rights. I would like to highlight this point that mental or physical punishments in school is criminalized as a violence against students. Now I would like to say a famous quote stated by Mahatma Gandhi, as we all know. The true measure in society is measured by how they treat their vulnerable members. So this quote states that we all have to treat students, especially the young and vulnerable ones, with special care, and they need justice. So we should not give them a detention which isolates and punishes them. On this note, I would like to end my argument against the motion. Thank you.
Good morning and warm regards to the respected panelists, jury, my fellow debaters, and the amazing audience. I am Sunashika Thakur, the final speaker on the motion, detention is an effective way of disciplining students. First of all, it seems like my opponents have misjudged the concept of detention. Detention does not refer to keeping a student after school hours without any productive work given. Detention is the act of keeping students after school hours so that they work on their mistakes, they realize their mistakes, and work on their academic works if they have any incomplete or pending work. This does not make them just sit there and wonder about life. This gives them a chance to reflect on their past self. I genuinely believe that detention is a pretty effective way. For example, a toddler steals a candy because they wanted to eat one instead of asking for it. At that age, they don't know what's wrong and what's right. So they won't realize the consequences of their action until and unless scolded or punished. This will also prevent stealing from becoming a habit, which is again preventing crime rate. Similarly, detention gives a strong sense of guilt. This holds students accountable about their mistakes and prevents them from repeating the same actions again and again. This again helps them become a better person, which is pretty important. Likewise, the student will start working on their mistakes and work Even for the sake of not working after school, ours is not for the sake of betterment and responsibility. For example, our classmates have severely improved after a while of detention. This just shows that detention is pretty helpful. I generally believe detention makes an individual a responsible person, and it does not affect their self-esteem and confidence because it does not intend to do so. It just intends to make them a responsible person with cognitive qualities, which is pretty helpful when developed early on in life and makes them a better person. Thank you. I rest my case here.
Research say that students have many kind of psychological problems, psychological impacts on them due to detention. An article written on Psychological Services states that youth detention has caused severe anxiety, depression, and post-trauma PTSD. I am Vidya Adhikari from grade 9 Inception. Good morning to everyone. To my esteemed judges, audience, my respectful opponents. Today, I am here to oppose the motion that detention is effective for disciplining students. I am here to prove my stances that detention is not, in fact, effective for students. Firstly, what is detention? If you look up a simple definition in the Google, you will find that detention is any kind of imprisonment charged without a warrant to a person, removing their freedom of liberty. Originally, if you look back in history, the term detention was used for the crime sector. In the 18th and 19th century, detention was used for criminals who would do something bad, who would do a crime, but no one would file a FIR against them, so they would be kept in isolation. That was detention. In modern times, as time evolved, schools started using the word detention as punishing students. The word detention itself means imprisonment, means isolating someone from everything. Students misbehave all the time. It's very common. You would not want to isolate someone because they misbehave. Instead, you are supposed to guide them. You are supposed to tell them. Let's say a person with undiagnosed ADHD is disturbing the class. Will locking them up in a room in isolation as the name of detention help? No. Instead, the teacher should focus on helping them and tell them that this is a mistake and you should not be repeating it. If we don't tell them and just lock them up in a room for detention, they are going to repeat it. If a student faces several family issues, or let's say developmental disorders, or let's just say the person has anxiety, the concept of detention is going to increase their anxiety, depression, and trauma. In the near future, let's say a student was kept in detention. In the near future, they came out. Now, detention, they sat the entire time. They started thinking. They probably talked with their other friends in the detention. They are going to repeat the mistake until and unless someone comes and tells them that this is a mistake, you should not be doing this, it's wrong. They will not do it again. But if you just lock them up in isolation, alone in detention, they are going to repeat the mistakes. Another point is that keeping in detention will terribly reduce and have a very bad impact on the teacher-student relationship. A teacher-student relationship is supposed to be very strong. The teacher is supposed to be a mentor and the student is supposed to be a learner. But due to detention, the students are going to view teachers as punishers rather than mentors. As my fellow opponent said, that this is the reason why children drop out of schools, and this is also the reason why suicide rates were increasing. Furthermore, I would like to say that detention is not an effective way of disciplining students. Instead, we should focus more on improving them, helping them out with their problems, rather than locking them up in a room and telling them, keep quiet and sit down. This is your detention time, don't talk, you don't get to talk. I would like to state a very famous quote by a person named Paul Dix. He's the author of When Adults Change, Everything Changes. You can't force a child to change their behavior. Instead, you have to teach them why to do it and how to do it. I would like to end my speech. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone, and those not to everyone.
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, that is correct. So what is meant by artificial intelligence? It is the future generation that has been doing important work and business. How about the robots in nowadays? The robots are in when you switch the beginning of the legend since now in 2022. Now the next point is about James Webb Space Telescope. James Webb Space Telescope captures the pictures since the beginning of the 2022. There is a fake news, like the Indian life is fake news. That is fake news that I never seen that. Now next point is about nuclear energy. The nuclear energy is the energy that is used by factories and industries. Due to global warming, they pollute the environment in nowadays. Like, they pollute the natural environment. The last point is about flying cars. The flying cars is made into the future generation, and the scientist is inventing now. But not now, actually. By the future.